Alberta's dream shattered, separation vote backfires, and sparks disappointment. In recent months, Alberta's political landscape has been profoundly influenced by the emergence of the separation movement, primarily propelled by the Alberta Prosperity Project, AP. This organization has taken formal steps to initiate a referendum on Alberta's independence from Canada, igniting both fervent support and significant opposition among Albertans. The implications of this movement extend far beyond provincial borders, touching on issues of identity, governance, and the very fabric of Canadian unity. The AP's recent application to Elections Alberta marks a critical turning point in the push for independence. By initiating a 120-day process to collect verified signatures, the AP aims to place their referendum question on the ballot. Their proposed question is direct. Do you agree that the province of Alberta shall become a sovereign country and cease to be a province of Canada? This straightforward query encapsulates the aspirations of many Albertans who feel marginalized by federal policies that they believe do not adequately address their needs. In a noteworthy twist, a former Alberta deputy premier has filed a competing referendum application. His question, do you agree that Alberta must remain within Canada and any form of separation must be rejected? Has attracted considerable criticism for its potentially misleading and confusing wording. Detractors argue that this maneuver serves to undermine the democratic process by preemptively blocking the AP's initiative. This duality in referendum proposals highlights the contentious nature of the debate surrounding Alberta's future and raises questions about the fairness of the electoral process. Supporters of Alberta's separation view the competing petition as an obstruction to public discourse. They argue that it stifles the legitimate right of Albertans to engage in a democratic vote regarding their future. The very fact that a counterpetition has emerged suggests that the sovereignty movement has gained significant traction, compelling political opponents to respond in an effort to protect the status quo. This dynamic reflects a growing polarization in Alberta's political climate, where deep-seated frustrations with federal governance are coming to the forefront. The AP is not merely focused on gathering signatures, they are actively working to mobilize grassroots support. By encouraging supporters to register their intent to vote yes on independence, the organization seeks to build a robust base of advocates. Although this registration does not equate to an official vote, it allows the AP to identify potential supporters and strategize their outreach efforts effectively. This grassroots mobilization is vital for any movement aiming to challenge the prevailing political order. In addition to mobilizing public support, the AP is committed to educating Albertans about the implications of independence. They are providing resources that address critical issues such as policing, pensions, and taxation. These materials aim to alleviate concerns about how an independent Alberta would function, offering policy proposals that outline potential frameworks for governance. By fostering informed discussions, the AP hopes to build confidence among voters regarding the feasibility of their independence aspirations. However, the separation movement faces formidable challenges, particularly concerning legal and constitutional barriers. Critics have pointed out that Indigenous treaty rights and existing federal legal frameworks could significantly complicate any bid for separation. Alberta's Premier, Danielle Smith, has emphasized that any referendum question must adhere to constitutional treaties and legal requirements. This adherence is crucial for ensuring that the process remains legitimate and respects the rights of all Albertans, especially Indigenous communities. The political landscape surrounding this debate is further complicated by recent developments at the federal level. Mark Carney, the new leader of the Liberal Party and Prime Minister, has come under scrutiny from Alberta's leadership regarding federal policies perceived as detrimental to the province's interests. Carney's administration has been urged to engage more meaningfully with Alberta's concerns, particularly in areas related to energy and climate policy. The perception of neglect from the federal government has fueled the flames of discontent among separatist supporters. Conversely, Pierre Poilievre, leader of the Conservative Party, has expressed concerns that the separation movement could pose risks for federal Tories. He argues that a strong response is necessary to maintain unity within Canada and address the aspirations of disaffected Albertans. Poilievre's position underscores the political stakes involved in the separation debate, as the potential for a successful referendum could have ripple effects throughout the national political landscape. As both the app and the anti-separation group vie for public support, the coming months will be pivotal. The outcome of either petition, whether for or against separation, will ultimately hinge on a straightforward yes or no vote. If the anti-separation petition succeeds and voters choose no, it could ironically affirm a latent support for Alberta sovereignty, depending on how the results are interpreted. On the other hand, should the app's question make it to the ballot and receive majority backing, it could propel Alberta into serious negotiations about independence. The situation remains fluid, and many Albertans are closely monitoring developments as they unfold. The potential for a referendum on Alberta's future represents a watershed moment in the province's history, with effects that could extend beyond provincial borders and fundamentally alter the relationship between Alberta and the federal government. As such, the stakes are incredibly high, with both sides preparing for an intense battle over public opinion. The emotional stakes are equally significant. For many Albertans, the question of independence is not merely a political issue. It is deeply intertwined with their sense of identity and belonging. The narrative of being an undervalued province within Canada resonates with a substantial segment of the population, fueling hopes for a future where Alberta can chart its own course. Conversely, opponents of separation argue that the province's strength lies in its connection to Canada, emphasizing the potential risks and uncertainties associated with independence. In this charged atmosphere, the voices of everyday Albertans will play a crucial role. Engaging in discussions about independence requires a nuanced understanding of the implications involved. The app's efforts to educate the public are essential for fostering informed debate, but the counter-narratives must also be heard to ensure a balanced discourse. The ongoing dialogue about Alberta's future is a testament to the province's vibrant democratic process, even as it grapples with divisive issues. As Alberta stands on the precipice of a potentially historic referendum, the outcome remains uncertain. The political maneuvering, grassroots mobilization, and public sentiment will ultimately shape the direction of this pivotal moment. Whether the dream of separation becomes a reality or fades into disappointment, the debates that unfold in the coming months will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on Alberta's political landscape and its relationship with Canada.